Hey, welcome back to Bull Buggers. I'm Steve, and today we're talking about oaking. We going to give some color to our peach brandy. As you can see, this is what we get out from our peaches. Oh, it smells lovely. Okay, so as it sits here in South Africa, we would call this mampur. So a fruit-based alcohol in South Africa, as it sits there now, clear, is called a mampur. If this was made out of a corn-based alcohol, then we call it a witblits. So if you had your friends coming around, they'll be a little bit skeptical about drinking this because of the connotations of mampur and witblits, and that they'll be lying on your lounge floor in the next 5 minutes after getting drunk. So we want to add color to that and make it a brandy. So at the moment that's 60%. What we want to do is, when we want to bottle it and start drinking it, we will knock that back down with water to a 43%. We'll get to that later, and it makes it easier to drink. So now oaking. There's a couple of ways to do this. The normal way that guys do in the commercial industry is they will take wine barrels. What they do is they take the metal rings off and then remove the lid. They turn it upside down and then they char it, the inside of the barrel, with a flame. That gives the charring brings out flavors in the wood. Now the thing with the barrel is it has a limited amount of surface area, and that's on the inside of these wooden staves here. The staves are these vertical slats that make up the barrel. Now that's why the guys leave it for 3, 4, 5, if not 10 years. So that takes too long. There's no ways you at home are going to sit there with a barrel and look at it for 3 years. So we do a little bit of a speed process. The thing is that the surface area here is limited. So we take the staves and we cut them up, or I chisel them down. I could use this block as is by adding in, like if this was just one stave, I am now quadrupling the amount of surface area that the whiskey or the brandy is in contact with. So what I do is I make it either surface area even better by chiseling them down into smaller, thinner pieces like that. Okay, now the thing about wood is, about the oak, and you get different types of oak out in the market. You get wine barrels that are either French oak, American oak, Australian oak. There's I think a Belgian and Hungarian oak. Tried them all. You can get them from your either your wine surplus shops or the guys that supply the brewery industry. Often they stock these now too because they know the guys want them. So with the oak this is French oak. What I will do is I will chisel these up later, and then I will toast them. Now toasting is amazing, and this is what makes this whole distilling thing so interesting. If I put this into my alcohol, I'll get an oaky flavor. And if I want to reactivate the oak, I'll roast in my oven for about 2 hours. I will roast it at 115 degrees. I will get an oaky, woody taste to it. However, if I increase my temperature and I roast these at 180 degrees, then the flavor changes completely. And what we're doing is we're adding flavor to our existing alcohol. So when we start about 180, we start to get vanilla flavors coming through. Okay, slightly increase that temperature, then I start getting out a vanilla and a bit of a toastiness to it. All right, and then if I go higher to about 210, 220 degrees, then I start to get almond nutty flavors, and it's amazing. So I tend to stick to 2 different temps. I will roast this at 180 and I'll do a batch at 210, and I will roast that in my oven for 2 hours. So I'll do 2 batches today. That way I can mix and match. So I will do some that are just normal oaking and bring out that woody flavor. Then I'll have some that are slightly darker, so you can see here with the three different, you get a slightly lighter toast. This is not toasted, and then you get a darker toast. So I know when I'm sticking it in my barrel and into my jar what sort of flavors I'm bringing in. So I will generally sort of pitch them and mix them up into my brandy or my whiskey. There's guys that call it nuclear oaking, and they will even put it in the microwave and heat it up like that. I don't. I prefer just to put it into the jar and leave it for a couple of months. You'll see today in this video, just by leaving it over a couple of days, the difference that it makes to your alcohol. But the longer you leave it, the better it becomes. So that's what we'll do today. Alright, so I'm going to take these oak blocks now and chisel them up, and then I'll join you back for the next clip when we start to get ready to toast. Alright, we're back. So I've chiseled up those wood staves. You see that's the sort of size that they were, and I've now made them a lot thinner, so which will give me more surface area for the alcohol to come in contact with the toasted wood. Alright, so now to toast the wood, we need some aluminium foil. What we'll do is we'll place some of this. I'm going to do a couple at different temperatures, so I'm going to lay them out a bit here. What I like to do is just mix and match them so that I have sort of space in between, and I'm not, they'll all get a chance to burn or to char. Okay, that should be good. I'm happy with that. Alright, now we make a little parcel. That's no way. We're going to stick a couple of holes in those anyway. I'll put that back in just now. I'll just make a few holes. There we go. I'm happy. So that's one. I'll do another one quick. So while I'm doing a couple is that I will do, probably on this video, I'll do one I have some stock already with that I cooked at a low rate of 115 degrees. So this one I will do at 180, and then the other one I will do at 210. Alright, let's wrap that up. Okay. Put some holes in it. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Okay, so holes are done. So I have 2 packs here. I will then put those in one after the other. I'm going to roast these for roughly it's about 1.5 to 2 hours to get the flavor to come out, and then we'll get going. So this I'll just place on a baking tray, stick it in the oven for 1 hour, 1.5 to 2 hours, and then we're done. See you then. Right, here we go. So I've got my 2 batches here. This is the one, sorry for the noise, and this is the other one. It's like Christmas. Okay, so you can see some of them are quite light. These ones a lot darker. Okay, right. I've also done, so this is 180 and this is 200. Probably didn't leave this one in quite 2 hours. This one I did 2 hours. Now what we're going to do is get the noisy stuff out of the way, and then the cat comes. Alright, we'll try that again. Alright, these two done a little bit darker. What I've got here is I'm taking an alcohol measure and I'm sitting at 59%, which is 59% alcohol ABV. I am now going to split these up. So we can do a little tester. It's easier when the jars aren't chock-a-block full to pour, otherwise you get a lot of wastage. I don't like to waste alcohol. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've got 4 jars. Okay, I'm going to add into the first one let's say 4 little sticks, and I'm going to seal that up. Come on. In this one I'm going to add a bit of both. So I'm going to add, just say, 3 of these, but I'm also going to add a couple of these ones. Alright, and then we will shut that one up. Right, and then in these ones I'm going to add quite a bit of that. So I've got about 5 or 6 sticks in there. I'll add one more for luck. Okay, and then this one I'm going to add a bit of both, but I'm really going to cram it in. Make a chock-a-block. I'm going to get as much wood as I possibly can fit inside here. Another one of these. And this one. Alright, so if my theory is working, alright, I think my theory is already working as far as the whole surface area thing is concerned, because if you look there, I'm already getting color from the wood already. Okay, and that's not because it's dust and stuff like that. Literally you can see these, they're still working. This one also packed is getting color, but if you look closely, I don't know if we can see here, at the top the color's already starting. Alright, and that's the effect of the wood. So this one being the lighter one, that should bring out the more vanilla-y type flavors. This one here being at the higher end, that will have a more sweeter and nuttier taste to it. So, and these being blends, this one will obviously come out a lot darker than this one and work a lot quicker. So you can already see Alright, we'll just take a bit of a closer look because I wasn't in frame there quite. So you can already see this one's nicely, the colour's coming on nicely. This one is starting, and this one is starting. This one is going to be the slowest. But again, we'll come back in an hour and see how they're doing. This one's doing well. Alright, okay, welcome back. So we've got our 4 jars here. You can see the one with the least amount of wood. This is the one with the 180 degree one. So this will bring more of a vanilla and a little, starting to taste with a bit of sweetness in it. We can see then that the one with a bit more of that oak is a little bit darker. The one that we really packed in full, I mean, that is now coming up with a really dark color, which is what that just goes to show. The more wood, that's providing more surface area for the alcohol to come into contact with. It's drawing the colors and the flavors out of the wood and into the alcohol. And then this one, same with the 180, the 220 degree wood. This one's getting darker, but it's not as dark because we didn't put as much as this one. Alright, so the idea is the longer you leave it, the better it'll taste. So I'm going to leave this for a couple of weeks to oak. What I will do though is I'm not going to leave as much wood in it like this one, because by the time I'm finished after 3 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, then it's going to look like the wood itself and it'll be too dark. I like a color that's not too dark, but also I don't want it to look like yeah, I won't go there, but I wanted to have a nice look to it. So I'll take some of them out. What I will do too is I'm going to add a little bit of water, about 50 ml to each jar. What that does is it'll bring it down to the current alcohol level at the moment is 58, 59. So I'm going to bring that down to about 54%. That brings in the water. I find that between 50 and 55%, the flavors of the wood and the oaking works a bit better. I get better taste out of it. So I'm going to knock that back. Once I'm finished after 3 weeks, I will then blend it all together. I'll take all the wood out, filter it, and knock it down to 43%. That way it's safe for everyone to drink without getting too plastered. But now this is looking good. As per usual. Might get the odd bit of wood shaving, but oh, that's going to be good. Nice. I'm not going to drink all of it. Otherwise I've got nothing to put into the bottles. So I'm done on this video. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Enjoy, guys. Take care. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I'll put a like and a subscribe too. Cheers.